CHOFF Cast. Yup, it's the CHOFF Cast. CHOFF Cast. Oh yeah, we are back on the CHOFF Cast. I'm excited. Vibes are high today. Fall's hitting. Magic is in the air.
Magic.
And we got the king, Merv, a.k.a. Harlow, in the building on the CHOFF Cast.
With Love Harlōw.
With Love Harlow.
I changed my name on pretty much everything.
With Love Harlow in the building.
Love with Harlow.
Because there is a lot of love in Harlow.
A little bit, yeah. A lot of it.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, so excited to have you on the show. Welcome. We've been buds for a while, and I've kind of known you just as like a music producer and kind of a behind the scenes guy. And I feel like over the last like year and some change, you've just done the exact opposite, and you've like jumped into the forefront. You're undisputedly the pop-up king of Detroit, and it's really cool to see. So like, walk me through kind of where you were, where you are, and where you're going here.
Okay, what was the question again? I'm sorry, ADHD.
No, you're good. I was just kind of I kind of explained like where I knew you as this behind the scenes guy, and how you've transcended into this like front man, this pop-up
how did it
king.
start?
Yeah, how did it start?
Okay.
Where's it at, and where's it going?
So, I guess the first time I started to think about doing the pop-ups was probably 4 or 5 years ago, or about 4 years ago. I met this other creative, you guys might know him, Ant Fiddler. I met him. He kind of yelled at me because I was just releasing music nonstop and not marketing. And, well, I guess I was marketing. I was just putting out a video. I was putting out hundreds of videos all the time with no direction. And he was just like, Merv, you got to chill out and kind of focus on your brand, kind of find your sound, and then like hone in on it for next like 2-3 years and then let it rip. And so I took that advice. I started the first pop-up in Eastern Market in 2024 June. Yeah, randomly. I think it was like 6 days away, and I kind of just woke up one day and I was like, dude, I've been talking about doing a pop-up for so long. Why am I not doing it? And I don't know, I just woke up and I had to be honest with myself. And I think the biggest reason I didn't was because I didn't know if anyone would show up. And so I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, does it even matter if people show up? I think it's more for me and to see if I am willing to be that artist to like play in front of nobody. And I was just like, yeah, I think that would be good. And so, yeah, about 6 days notice, we pulled up at right outside Midnight Temple in Eastern Market. I talked to Akash, who owns it, and he was like, we have a permit for the alley if you wanted to just do it there. And I was like, all right, sounds good. And so I just pretty much begged, a few of my friends to ask their friends to come, just to come start it off right. And I think about 60 people came, 60-ish, 67. And then from there, kind of, it was like I took notes, kind of see what I could do better. And then I did a next one at Eastern Market, but this time at a coffee shop with kind of 3 days notice, coming back from teaching a master class in Denver. And with 3 days notice, I think around like 30-ish, maybe 40 at one point came. And then it kind of just snowballed in every single scenario. It kind of doubled after that. Yeah.
Which I don't think a lot of people necessarily realize, but like having even 30 people show up to something with a 3 days notice. Like I know people that will DJ somewhere, a venue or whatever with months notice and can't bring 30 people. Yeah. And so to have that like right off the gate, I think is pretty killer. What do you think it is? Do you think people wanted to support you? You think people are like hungry for a new thing?
I'm like just to be as honest as possible, I literally begged people to come to the first one. I kind of begged people to come to the second one. And then I met new people that kind of walked by and they were just like, what are you doing? And then I told them my goals. And then the next one after that was in Corktown at James Oliver Coffee, like right outside of it. And I think about around like 87, 88 people, if I remember the numbers, came. And it was just more, it was kind of the first time other people I didn't know came or were coming. I don't know. English is hard. Yeah. That I think people were seeing me try. I think that's another reason why people were going when I first started. I'm trying to think of all the other reasons. The next one after that was at a gym where the Red Bull Art Gallery used to be. It's called Onyx Athletic Club, and I did the creative direction for that place. And before they got all their gym equipment, I was just like, yo, can I do a House of Harlow here? I think it'd be cool. And that was like the first one we kind of like co-promoted. And that one I think had like over 200 people. Yeah. And then that I was, to be honest, like pretty nervous during that time because I wasn't used to, running up a random pop-up with random people. And then the fourth House of Harlem, I'm trying to think, was the alley party during movement, which was this year. Yeah. And then that was during movement weekend, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to play any venue. I don't really want to play anywhere else. I kind of want to still do my pop-up. So I decided to do one. I asked a coffee shop called Anna's Cafe that's in Brush Park. It's like it's kind of like the shoebox. It's like 300 square feet. And then right around that time is when I first started using TikTok like heavily, because my little cousins were they were hounding me. They're like, dude, you're good at DJing, you're good at making music, but you gotta post TikToks. And I was like, dude, I really don't want to. They were like, please just do it. Just do it. Just keep ripping videos. And I was like, all right, fuck it. And so, yeah, my 15-year-old cousin kind of forced me to post all the time. And then one of the videos kind of went pretty viral. And that was the first House of Harlow that kind of had, I don't even know how many people. Like, I can't remember. But it was just random people kind of coming in and out. And then, yeah. It's like the fourth one. I mean, I could keep going on per pop-up, but
I am enjoying hearing about each one.
yeah, I mean, if you want to know the long timeline, then yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see. The fifth one, let me think. What was the fifth one? I'm missing something. Let me think. James Oliver, this fifth one might have been.
Is that the rooftop one?
Yes. Yeah, it was on the roof. So because of this alley party, right? Somebody from New Lab in Michigan Central hit me up and was like, "Hey, we love what you're doing. Would you want to play and do a House of Harlow on our roof?" And I was just like, "Yeah, fuck it." And I've been kind of manifesting, like right after, there's a video online where I talk into the community cam. There's this handy cam that we use. I just kind of give everyone and then trust everyone to give it back. But I'm talking in the community cam and I'm just like, all right, we just did our movement pop-up and yeah, I'm manifesting a sunset rooftop watch party with strangers and friends. And then I don't even think I posted that yet, but somebody had just reached out to me randomly to do a rooftop sunset like watch party there. And so that was the fifth one. Um, and that was actually fucking crazy. I think that one was like the last, I guess the fourth, fifth, and sixth one kind of changed everything for me. So it was like a big snowball. So during the rooftop, I had to give like a panel talk in Chicago, and I came back home and didn't really have time to promote because we got the green light maybe like 3 days before. And so when I got back, we only had maybe like 12 hours to like promote it. So I called up the person who asked me to come, and I was like, all right, we need to take content on the roof. And then that kind of got viral, and it was kind of like a capacity thing. And I think we sold out the capacity at like 300-ish in like 10 hours.
Wow.
And then people were messaging me like saying that they couldn't get in because of the security stuff. I mean, some like professional players kept hitting me up being like, yo, I'm trying to get into this thing. I'm like, dude, I can't do anything. It's not my building. And that kind of changed it for me. And then right after that, I did a Belle Isle sunset watch party. Just because I actually had this event kind of RSVP thing going, and I didn't know when to do it because I was kind of scared to play at Belle Isle without, kind of informing them that I was going to play. And I also didn't know if people were going to come. And I saw for the first time the RSVPs kind of going up to like the 400, 600 range. And I was like getting nervous because I didn't know if 600 people were going to just show up. So I decided to impromptu change it to a Sunday because there was less RSVPs. There was an option for a Saturday and Sunday. And then I had people vote, and then most people voted for Saturday, but because there was like so many people, I was just like, all right, I need to chill and just do Sunday. Yeah, and then that one had like 60 to 80 people, but it was like the most, like, it was like an ultimate vibe. And there's like a recap on my social media and everything. Yeah, that one. Right after that, I went out for the first time to play somewhere else, a House of Harlow somewhere else. And one of my best friends lives in North Carolina, in Wilmington, and turns out that I was going to go visit him regardless, and I kind of wanted to just throw a, pop up with his friends, and that's kind of it. But I know a few people in North Carolina, and so they booked me out, and we did like a collaboration party on this island randomly. And so I guess House of Harlow number 7 was in North Carolina for a first time, and that was an experience. So the only way you can get onto the island was like from a boat, and we had like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of people come, which was kind of insane. Yeah, and it was kind of the same DIY, kind of just like grungy setup with 2 speakers, like a little tent, and like we were like praying to the weather gods for it to not rain because it's like on an island. So yeah, we pushed that, and so I headlined that on the island, and then at night, one of the coffee shop owners asked me if I could throw and play there as well, and then I played there at night because pretty much everyone that came to my set also went to the one at night, and so they said that was like the first time that packed out and like ever. Like super packed out. It was kind of like a college party, but controlled, I guess, which was nuts. Let me think. What was after that? So I came back. Oh, so after that, after North Carolina, the 8th one, I had everyone vote. I was like, so for my audience, I try to have everybody vote for everything so I can not make as many decisions, but also to kind of not overthink and have everyone involved, because I don't want to do something that people don't want to do. So I'd rather, if you're a fan, tell me what you want. And then if it's something that aligns with what I want to do, then yeah, I'll do it, So I gave them the option. I was like, should we do a brunch rave, or we can do a sunset party number 2, because some of my videos were going viral about, the 60 people or whatever that were there. And so everyone picked sunset party 2. And then kind of just kept promoting that. And that was probably the first time like RSVPs and everything went over 1,000. Wow. Yeah.
1,000 people.
Yeah. Which I didn't really take. I wasn't really thinking about it because I'm just more in the moment. But yeah, that was the first time it really reached. I think it was like 3,000, or it was like 1,365. Like RSVPs. And I didn't know, because traditionally, like I'm a data person. Traditionally, from all the RSVPs, I'd have like maybe 15 or 20% come, right? And so when a few of my other videos went viral, I didn't know if 15 or 20 were going to come, or like all of everybody. So I kind of had to just chance it. So I played at the same exact spot. I had everybody vote. I couldn't really find an opener. I called 3 people and they kind of all ghosted me, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
It's actually, it like kills me. It actually really kills me, because I was just like, all right, these 3 people would fit the vibes perfect, but they just didn't call back, didn't answer. And then when I ran into maybe 2 of the people, they're like, dude, yeah, what you're doing is great. Like, I was like, dude, I texted you to come and called. They're like, oh, I don't know if I got it. I'm just like, dude, stop. I was like, I was trying to put the people I thought that worked really hard on. Like, I don't really care. I was like, whatever. I think it's a cool way for, not only my audience, but like the community to know who's out and about. I've been in the music world for so long. I feel like I know pretty much everybody, So you kind of know the people, like Choff, for example. He's been consistent for years and years and years. And, we're not like the best of friends, but we kind of know that we're still here and doing it, which is important to me, because a lot of people end up quitting or just start talking shit about other people and getting mad and being like, oh, yeah, he's just a top 40 DJ.
Yeah, well, and I love the way, like, one thing I always try to say to people too, especially like younger DJs or whatever, is like, if you are having trouble getting gigs or you're not happy with the gigs you're getting, like make your own gigs, like you could literally, like it takes 2 seconds to email every coffee shop in the area or every gym in the area or whatever, and like ask to pop up with some speakers. And like, I think you're an amazing, case in point of this, of like, not only are you doing that, you're growing this brand in the process. You're going to be able to leverage all of these, people into whatever you decide to do, because they're at this point invested in you as a human. It's the music stuff is amazing, but like what I think people, real recognize real. And I think the people that are coming to your events appreciate that the curator that you are, right? So if whatever you pivot into, it's like, they're going to be right there by your side. And I just think like, you can't put enough emphasis in today's day and age of like the power that you have just by showing up and doing the thing. I think it's so huge. It's so cool to see like that grow.
It is pretty insane. Like I've been kind of plotting all of this for the past 3.5 years, just like nonstop, kind of like making my brand as good as possible. But when it came to actually throwing the pop-ups, the first like flint rocks of like, I know that once I press the green button, my life will change. For some reason, it took like a good year for me to push myself to press the green button. Like everything was ready. Like the music, I have like 6 albums sitting. I have my whole, brand identity deck ready. I have everything ready. It was just like, for some reason, I couldn't get out of my head to just do it. And then when I did, I was uncomfortable, and I just get more and more comfortable where like now I don't even practice before I play. Like I have a show in 10 days, and I guess I played twice since the last show, which was in Dearborn, which was crazy too.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's cool how you went from, kind of DIYing this to now you've got like the nod from the city of Dearborn, the Detroit Public Library. Like, talk to me about those kind of professional relationships manifesting from this.
Yeah, so one of the House of Harlōws I did, I kind of shot it up on the internet on my story, and I was like, hey, a dream place for my next show would be right outside of Michigan Central. It'll be like right at Roosevelt Park. Who do I need to talk to get this done? Because the last show had like, I don't know, over 1,200 people show up. Just like kind of trusting the audience. A lot of the people just left everything clean. That was the biggest thing for Belle Isle. Was the only thing I was nervous about is I don't want Belle Isle trashed or anything, and it'll reflect me. And I have like a text thing to my whole audience, and I kind of tell them like, hey, don't fuck it up. Like, this is like sacred ground. If we're here to dance and connect, like dance and connect. You don't have to, you don't have to get hammered. You don't have to like leave trash on the ground. Like, just come and vibe. That's what we're here for. Please don't leave any trash. And no one did. And that's kind of insane for over 1,000 people to like not. It was spotless.
That's wild.
It's actually kind of insane. And then I basically, I shot it up in my story. And then another kind of Hail Mary thing I did was I go to Dearborn a lot, and I'm part of that community as well. I mean, I get my groceries there. I've been getting my haircuts there since 2000, I don't even know, 8, 9, 7. And Dearborn, like the culture and everything is ingrained in me as well. And so another thing I discovered in July was Peace Park West, just walking with one of my friends. And I was like, what is this place? Like, I didn't know they built a crazy park, and there's only like 5 people here. And I was just like, this doesn't make sense. I did more research on it, and it was almost a year old. And so I was like, you know what, fuck it. I think I'm going to do a pop-up here. I don't think Dearborn's ever had anything like that. I'm just gonna do it. And so right after putting on my story that I wanted to play outside of the train station, I kind of put, hey, since we're manifesting, it would be like a dream to play at Peace Park West. Who do we need to talk to? Should we DM the mayor, or like, how do we get here? And then I drew like a little stick figure of me, like on a screenshot of the park with like my little hat and like a little DJ thing. And then I was like, Peace Park West. And then about 20 minutes later, I get a DM from the mayor, and he's like, let's make this happen.
Sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is nuts. So that just means people were sending it to him. Yeah, which is fucking crazy. Yeah. And so played in Dearborn for first time, and that as well. Like, I had no expectations. I have 3 speakers. I have a few friends that help me set up, and we kind of put the calling card out there. If you want to kind of connect, dance, vibe, enjoy something that's not till 4 a.m., then come through. And yeah, I think over 2,500 people collectively went to it.
Wow.
It's kind of nuts.
I admire the simplicity of your setup too. Like 3 speakers.
Yeah.
You do like little light bars on your thing and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to attract I'm trying to stay true and stay focused on the people. Like that's been my goal. Like I have the community cam. That's a big thing. I'm trying to like upgrade it little by little every time just because I'm growing with my audience now, right? And I just don't think that people want, unless it's like it's hard to grow with someone if they're already at a certain level. Like you can't just like it. I feel like you have more of a relationship with your audience and fans when they watch you from the ground up come up. Whereas like my frame of thinking before, like even when I started, like when I first started, everything was like kind of like similar to the guys that are headlining, when that's not my case.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's something to be said for sure. Like, you know, when you see someone in front of a big festival rig or in front of like a bunch of crazy equipment, it creates a divide.
Yeah, exactly. And even the way I set it up, I'm going to be playing at the Detroit Public Library next, and I just, in my opinion, I just don't like separating myself from the audience. So like I don't know how long I could do that you know, but I really trust my audience, and I feel like no one's weird towards me. I'm not really weird towards them. This is what I love to do. This is also my job. It's not like I'm separating myself from the people that support me. I'd rather just like be right next to them, you know, and just trust that no one's going to spill anything on my, you know, equipment, and no one's going to like start anything, and people are there for the environment that we all created. Yeah. Like I love the idea that like when you look at all the videos, there's no stage that I'm above everybody. Like I love the idea that I'm literally at ground floor and people are around me, and then also like kind of moving around and meeting other people, and then other people are around me. You know, it's like it
feels very tribal.
Yeah, it's like we're all in the same kind of level and nobody's above each other, and that I think just speaks a lot.
Yeah.
You know? It just makes me feel comfortable too. Like I don't like when, you know, a lot of people are just staring at me, and it's just kind of weird. I feel like more of like a zoo animal.
Well, they're definitely staring at you. And you're definitely at the Merv exhibit when you're doing these, but it's like you're doing it kind of without the glass, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, yeah. And plus it's cool. I'm going to post, like, I don't know, I go back and I reflect and meditate every single day, and it's kind of crazy what's happening to me. And like, even I'm getting messages from my audience that their lives are changing. They're meeting people that they would have never met because of a certain, like, you know, they're at a show where it's not the whole entire the push for the show isn't to let's get fucked up.
Yeah.
I really push it. I push the idea of me playing music for a purpose of like really, you're there for the music and connecting. Like even if it's not my tracks, there are a billion artists out there that have good music that everyone can vibe out to. We're all listening. It's like a big listening party every time.
Yeah. I think that's the coolest thing to me about like pop-ups and just kind of non-traditional music experiences is there isn't that pressure to like with a bar there or like with, you know, people feeling like they have to get fucked up. Cause like, I don't drink anymore. I don't want to, I don't want to be around drunk people. Yeah. I don't have, you know, it's not as fun. It's not as safe. It's like, there's a laundry list of negatives that come with alcohol, right? And so I think it's so cool when people do these kind of pop-ups, because it's like it refocuses. It takes us out of a traditional venue that's surrounded by bars that their bottom line is if they don't sell alcohol, they don't stay open, and it just kind of puts the power in the hands of the musicians, which I think is really cool.
And I will say I'm not anti bars or anti venues. I just think that there's an untapped market of people that want something else. Like I feel like there's a time and a place. Like I wouldn't trade, all my 20s. I had the best time at bars. I've had the best time at venues, hanging out with friends and kind of making mistakes and learning, and those memories are all part of it. But now I'm in a different era,
Yeah, and I think
completely different.
I think it's just cool to have like the option to do things outside of the bars, right? Like obviously, without those venues, a lot of our loves for music probably wouldn't have manifested the way it did. But it's cool now, at this age to be able to like step back
and there's an abundance, especially being in Detroit. There's like, we don't have enough venues for the amount of people that come in to the city. So it's like, we have not enough coffee shops. We have not enough venues. People might say otherwise, but I think as the city grows, there's going to be a need for other events or other venues or other like innovations for it,
Yeah. I think it's really cool too. We were talking before the show about how you have been approached by some sponsors and you've just kind of chosen to not partner. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. I mean, definitely I have not made a single dime doing these pop-ups. I don't know if people think I'm rich. I'm not rich. I'm going to look at every camera. I'm not rich at all. I'm like opposite rich. But I am obviously trying to create a business and a brand that I believe in, that I feel comfortable, making money at some capacity. So the way that I've done it is that my thought process, I'm gonna share it with you too. Like, no one, even if I've done music for a long time, unless you're really, really signed or you have like a big team, it's like hard to break through at all. Like no one cares. Like the truth is, like a lot of industry, they give you an advance. It's basically a really shitty bank loan. You have to recoup that money and then split your majority of your profits with that label, which makes no sense. I'd rather just get a bank loan at a lower percentage and keep all my IP, intellectual property, and like ownership. It makes zero sense. But I understand why some of the business sharks do it. I get it. It's really shitty. I feel like it's very distasteful. But yeah, I mean, every industry's like that. But the way I've tried to structure what I'm doing is that you go to let's say it's Friday night, right? You don't know who, you're just hanging out with friends. You want to go to a place, but you don't know who the DJ is, right? You pay $20 to get in. Like all of you, let's say you're five friends. You all pay $20. It's $100. You have to buy an Uber if you're gonna go drink. You're probably gonna buy 2 drinks, right? So it just keeps adding up. You might get dinner, blah blah blah. Everything adds up, and it almost adds up a night out. Maybe like $60, $80 sometimes. Minimum, and you don't even know. You don't even know if the DJ is good. You don't know if the artist is good at all. You kind of go out just to go out. And people charge that. That's fine. The way I've been thinking is, if you don't know who I am, right, I'm going to give you a reason to have you decide if I'm good or not by playing out for free. It's as simple as that. Like, you have an option to see if I'm actually good, if you actually like the vibes, I'm not for everyone, but you'll have that option. And so also I wanted music and events that I put on to be accessible to everybody, right? From all ages. Like some people can't, like a lot of the reasons I didn't go out before was because it was like a $25 cover or something. I didn't want to pay $50 that night because that was a lot for me. So I feel like there's a lot of other people that don't go out, even if it's a $5 cover. They'll be like, nah, I'm good. I don't know. At least I was like that. Yeah, I just wanted access to music. And also, I'm not lying when I say online. I kind of want to earn my support because obviously it's not sustainable if I just do everything for free. But at least with this, I'm getting people to come together, right? If you come to 2 or 3 of my shows or even one and you had a great time, then you can support by buying merch or donating or however you want to support. I just want you to get to know me because it doesn't make sense for me to have you pay $20 or $40 to see me if you don't know who I am. And so like that was been the sole purpose of the past year and a half is just straight up, all right, I'm going to take all my fucking savings, reinvest it all in myself and kind of take a crazy gamble. Like, hey, if, I'm going to put all my energy into my brand, put all my money into my brand, build it up, give it out for free, and hope that people will support. That is the most honest answer. Yeah. And hopefully, another thought process is that there are a lot of businesses out there that, can sponsor to have events be free. There's free events everywhere. I'm just trying to attract the right businesses or people that believe in what I'm doing to put, to help push our names together. Like a coconut water sponsorship would be tight. A coffee sponsorship would be amazing. Maybe a non-alcoholic beverage would be really cool. I don't know. Maybe like a sustainable clothing thing that believes in what I'm doing. They're like, oh, we love what you're doing. Here, we'll sponsor this because we want that to continue. We want your audience to grow. We know you can't do this for free forever, but we believe in you. Here's some money. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And then it just, that's it. That's the master. There's no agenda. It's literally a leap of faith of, I'm literally all in. I've been all in for like 10 years. I'm almost tripling down on me being all in. I trust how good I am as a music producer, mixing, video editor, video, photographer, creative strategist. I trust all of that, and I'm just going to invest in myself. And hopefully it comes back. And I think it is just from people reaching out. Like I've been getting messages of like, how do we financially support you? Like nonstop. And I just, I didn't want to even give the option yet until playing for free 10 times. That was
your number?
That was my number. That's why we're at Halloween, and I'm going to have a pre-order for all my merch for the first time.
That's 10. Halloween's 10.
Number 10.
Wow.
Yeah. That's been the plan. So I was like, 10 shows before this, like a year ago, I was like, okay, I'm going to land my 10th one on Halloween because that's the annual event that I want to be the biggest thing in Detroit. Yeah.
At the Detroit Public Library.
At the Detroit Public Library.
How'd you pull that one off?
Yeah, so after playing in Dearborn, I honestly wanted to play at the DIA. I didn't know anybody there. I still don't know anyone there. So if you're watching, if you work at the DIA, hit me up. Yeah, I wanted to play at the DIA. So I took 2 days after I played in Dearborn and just decompressed and recovered. And I was like, I have a broadcast channel that you guys should join where I just like talk directly to my audience and true fans. Not true fans, but like a little bit more hardcore that kind of wants to see what I'm doing every day kind of fans. And yeah, I sent them a video. I was like, I'm going to walk up to the DIA, but I have this idea and I had this kind of urge to just walk into the library because I used to study there a lot and be like, why don't I just do something there and ask at least? And that's across the street from the DIA. And so I walked in to the library. I talked to somebody and they pointed me to Cully Summers, who helps curate all the music events at the library, and talked to him. And after maybe 10 minutes of talking to him, he was like, fuck it, let's do it. Yeah, that was it. I just asked.
The magic of just asking for what you want.
Literally, I walked in there, I just asked, and it happened. And to be honest, like, they could say no, and that's fine, but I'd rather shoot my shot, because I'm never going to know if I can do it if I don't even try. And that's the same with even my pop-ups or anything that I wanted to do that was already planned. You're never going to do it if you don't actually do it. Yeah.
So what's the long play?
The long play, I mean, I have like a whole like 4-year plan, and I split everything into phases. We were talking about this earlier. I've split a lot of things into phases, but right now I'm in like phase 1 and 2. And phase 1 is with Love Harlōw, which is my artist name. I do music. I've done master classes. I've mentored so many different producers. I've done creative branding. I've led some campaigns for branding. I've done a lot as like with Love Harlōw. And so that's like phase 1, and phase 2 is House of Harlōw, which is this, I had the idea of a free moving pop-up, DJ pop-up, free moving music pop-up that highlights places that need highlighting, you know? Yeah. And then there's phase 3 and 4, which is in the future.
I love that.
Yeah. So I'm just super hyper-focused on building up the audience, and I'm focused on building up my artistry and also teaching and just creating a lot of value.
It's cool to see, man. Yeah, I've been throwing some small pop-ups here as well, and kind of
they're big.
getting
they're
into
big.
the space. Well, they're growing for sure.
Yeah.
But kind of having you as like an example of like, you know, showing how it can be done, showing how simple the setup can be, showing how raw and organic the content can be. It's cool to you know, not feel so alone in that space. Like I feel like you've got it figured out.
Well, that's the real secret, is that every single time I'm posting, right? Like, I can show you my phone. Some of my videos have like 40 views.
That's normal though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
the
saying. Like,
algorithms, yeah.
what stops a lot of people is that, like, one of my other videos has like, I don't know, 180,000 views. It's not really about the views. It's more about who's watching. And to me, my whole entire mentality on social media, I use it as like, it's a free billboard. Like, I'm not going to pay $1,500 for a billboard that no one looks at. I could literally post 5 to 10 times a day. And if one of my posts reaches, like, really, really reaches 5 people, within that day with like, if I'm posting 10 times a day, that's 50 real people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point too. Like, I think I've noticed a lot of people get very caught up in like, oh, I have this post going up at 2:00 today, so I can't post anything else today. And I feel like that was like very true like 5 years ago. Like, one post a day, don't overdo it. Now it's like the more the merrier. Like, it really doesn't hurt you.
I feel like, I mean, I'm a super nerd, so I read like every book, and honestly, most books say that social media, if you're a business, you have zero strategy behind it. Like, there's only about 8 to 10% of people that use social media as a business that actually have strategy behind it, which is a crazy number to think about. Like, every single time I post, it's very intentional, and I'm testing constantly. I use social media to test what works and what doesn't. And I can make a video. This sounds cocky, but I used to be a big gamer. Like, all I did was play video games in grade school and high school, and I'm treating social media like a video game and like reading all the manuals and cheat codes, and I can make any video go viral, like, whenever I would want to. But I'm trying not to grow fast. I'm also, that's not my goal. My goal isn't to be viral. My goal is to like find people who believe in what I'm doing and believe in my music, and then nurturing that community and like giving back to that community. So like, some of my posts I know aren't like, they're not going to hit, 10,000 views, 20,000 views. And that's like on purpose, because I want people to get to know me. And if you post certain content, like some of the things I do post, the reason I would post it is to show either who I am, a little bit of my personality, or just like a deeper connection other than like, hey, he does free pop-ups, So that there's like a whole science behind it, and there's a science of how I do it. I've consulted with different businesses before, and unfortunately, I feel like Detroit is kind of still a baby, and they don't want to accept social media as like, dude, it's free. It's free. It's out there. Your business can be packed out all the time, like every other major city. And I feel like the people that are winning around the Detroit area are utilizing all the tools in hand.
Yeah.
And some people don't want to pay for, they'll either make the excuse of like, oh, social media is like kind of not our thing. Why isn't, if you're a business owner and and you're saying social media is not your thing, either hire someone that believes it's their thing and scale your business. Like, who doesn't want to make money as a business? Like, that makes no sense. All you have to do is press like record, even if you're not good at it. Like, that's the least you could do if you care about your business. But
I think a lot of people are just afraid to fail. That's kind of the reason people don't do things in general, right? Whether it's social media or working out or making friends or whatever. It's like, people are afraid of rejection. They're afraid to throw up a post and have no one see it. They're afraid to, for someone to tell them no, or someone to criticize them. And I think now more than ever, just like, put yourself out there and you'll be rewarded for it.
Yeah. And I've repeated that. Like, I talk directly to my audience. I put it up on my story, like, whenever I like really feel extra grateful. I'll DM almost everyone back that messages me. And even as like a whole, like, I'll put on my story, like, I don't know, the people I'm meeting, my audience, my supporters, fans, whatever you want to call it, like, I always tell them, like, listen, like, you guys give me permission to fail. That's why I don't feel bad trying some crazy stuff, because even if it doesn't work out, like, even for Belle Isle, dude, like, I had 3 speakers on 3 like you know, like on this janky table at first with like one of my friends had a tent, and I wanted to hang the flag, right? But we didn't buy a stand. I didn't really think about that at the time. So we took the tent, the covering on the top off, and we kind of just left the tent structure just to hang a flag on. And it just looked
Sick.
so crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't cool. It was just very DIY. But in retrospect, it's like part of us like the audience and me growing. Like the people that were there earlier remember the tent without the cover for sure. People probably remember the no real table. It was like two I don't know what you kind of put on the side of the road, like those blockers.
Oh yeah.
There was I had like
traffic
two.
barrier,
The very first pop up I did had two, I think, like traffic barriers and a plywood.
Sick.
And I put my DJ thing on.
That's all you need, baby.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, oh shit, that was kind of funny. That was like, but no one cares. I feel like
yeah.
the more and more I think about it, the more empowered I feel to, yeah, like you said, fail. I think a lot of businesses don't want to make money. I don't know,
Yeah.
dude. Like, it's weird.
A friend of mine on the podcast a couple episodes ago said that if your first attempt at anything is good, you waited too long to start. And I thought that was a really powerful thing. Because
Who said that? Plug on.
Stick, my guy. Shout out Stick. Check out that episode. Clarence Samuel Day. He's got a lot of gems dropped in that podcast. A true Detroit legend in its purest form. But he's so right, and
That's true.
There's so many people that, like, you know, if they would just do the thing, I think they would be a lot closer to their goals than they realize.
Yeah, including me. Like I'm 10 years in. Like
Same. Yeah.
I am a headliner.
Bitch.
Like I don't know what else to tell anybody. Like I've been doing it for a very long time. I'm very comfortable. I've done it for a long time. And I think for the first time, especially in the last year, I've always felt this way about myself, but it's another thing about like doing it. Like I was watching this other video the other day, and it was saying how when you tell yourself, let me get this right. It's like when you tell yourself something you're going to do, sometimes you get the same dopamine hit as it doing it, but it's not the same as doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does.
Wait, I'm going to say it again. So it's like, I don't remember what I said. But
You said saying that you're going to do the thing essentially gives you the same dopamine hit as doing the thing, or very similar.
Exactly.
Which I think there's
true.
There's healthy ways to exercise that and not, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's almost cancerous when people are talking about all the things they're going to do in terms of like, I'm going to release this album, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do this, like when they haven't actually like taken the steps to do that, right? Like that, I think is very toxic. Now where that pendulum kind of shifts is when it's something you shouldn't do and you talk about it. Very off topic, but like I went up north the other weekend, and going up north made me think that I wanted a pickup truck. And so for like a week I obsessed over GMC pickup trucks, and I was like pricing them all out, and I went and test drove them, and like I have no business buying a pickup truck, but going through the motions of doing that kind of made me feel like the truck was already mine.
Yeah,
and now
exactly.
I don't have a car payment, but I feel like I'm like, I know about it. I can like drive. I can get down.
I think that's the biggest game changer. Honestly, it's like realizing that if you're watching this, whoever's watching this, I know your intentions are probably good by saying like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Part of it is like a self-confidence game. But it's so vastly different than actually doing something. It's like you want like I heard Russ in a podcast. He's like, it's kind of like you kind of want abs. You like thinking about going to the gym, but in reality, it takes a certain amount of discipline to go to the gym, diet, work out, sleep right to get abs.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's different. Like
Yeah,
you could think about it. You could buy all the Nike stuff, on cloud shoes, whatever you want, but you're not gonna get there if you don't actually go to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just talk about muscles. You got to actually get in the trenches and build them.
And I mean, dude, I think everyone's guilty when they first start of saying it. Like, oh, big things coming, like worked on this.
Yeah, because
you're excited.
And everyone's excited and everyone's trying to prove themselves. And especially before you have kind of built that like rapport with yourself, even like you want to be like, I am the guy, I can do these things. So it's like, it makes it easier to just throw things out in the universe. But then when you've been through the motions for a while and you realize the distance between saying and doing, it's like you become, I think, naturally a lot less eager to speak about it until it's actually happening, right?
Yeah. And to be honest, like even this whole entire year, you've been watching it. I have no fear. Like I'm that guy. Like I've worked really fucking hard. I gave up everything. I took the time to learn everything that I couldn't afford to hire out at all. I'm not lying on the internet. I don't really care if people think I am. That's just the come to one of the shows, you'll see it. Like sometimes I don't even over DJ. Sometimes I just want to vibe with everyone there. And I feel like I look up when I DJ now, like more than ever. Like I don't think about the next song because I'm like so that present with my audience.
That's a beautiful place to be in.
Right? It's like different because I just remember when I first started, I just wanted to be the best at everything, the best at DJing. I would do some crazy shit. And at the end of the day, like that's fun, but why I'm doing music is to connect to other people. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm not really like feeling fulfilled. Yeah. That's like something I realized more than ever this year, for sure. And then I had a whole entire game plan. So my first game plan was to DJ, get some attention by allowing the audience to see if I'm good or not. Like if I'm posting online that I've been doing this for 10 years, I better be fucking good. If I'm not good, then I'm full of shit. And people can tell. Word of mouth actually travels faster in a negative way than it does a positive way. So I'm already putting myself out there being like, hey, if I'm good enough, you're going to tell somebody I'm good. If I'm trash, and obviously that's going to that's going to travel way faster. And then next month as well, like after Halloween, I am planning on doing intimate shows where it would be just like 30 people. One of my best friends who's a guitarist and one of my other best friends who's a violinist is going to join me. And instead of playing for thousands of people, I kind of want to only play in an intimate setting. Like I know that right now I'm not trying to pack out a big LCA. I'm trying right now in this phase of my career, I'm trying to play in front of like 2 people, but like give the 2 people the best experience ever. Film it, put it out there, and hopefully that connects. Like I want everyone to see how much music can connect, and I feel like a lot of artists want to pack out these rooms 24/7. Like they want to have a picture and a selfie that there's 10,000 people at their show. I think the best artists and the truest artists don't care how many people are there. And I think they care about whether or not, you know, they're happy with their song or if they connected with someone. And so I feel like I'm going to bring that back into fall. And I guess I haven't said that out loud, but yeah. I already have like a whole branding thing on it too. So
I love that.
yeah.
More coming. More on the way.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm only going to have those instead of like, it could be ticketed, but I'll have like limited merch. And I'm toying with the idea of like even doing smaller boiler room sets with like a certain hoodie. Like if I put like a pre-order hoodie out, I'll just have like a card that says the location and the time and the date. And people won't even know they're invited to it.
That's so cool.
And that would be free.
Yeah.
Because you just paid for my hoodie.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I just think people just need to get out of their comfort zone. I mean, I don't make money from this at all yet. Hopefully, I'm trying to, for sure. I'm definitely trying to. So, sponsorships or whatever, wherever it's coming from, that'd be tight. But right now, all I'm focused on is getting to know my audience. That's it. That's all I care about. I don't care about, I know Diplo and Skrilla. I don't care about that. Like, I don't care about the industry, people that are like, I work for, I don't even want to name drop because I know a lot of people in the industry. So it's like, I don't care who you know. I don't care about playing a festival that, I just want to play in front of the people that came to support me. Yeah. I've turned down a few things. It just doesn't make sense. How do you feel about that? Like festivals, playing for different festivals at like a opening slot. Is that something that you're trying to do? I have a strong opinion, so I'm curious to hear.
Is it something I'm actively trying to do? Not necessarily. And, you know, also having been around a lot of people in the industry, you know, I see how festivals have a way of keeping artists at certain levels by, you know, the slots they give them. You know, artists that might be up here, but this big festival that everyone knows is only going to put them at a 2:00 set time. And then, you know, maybe they take it and then, you know, maybe they don't. I see kind of like the pros and cons of that space for sure. Do I think it's a great opportunity for, you know, people to get new fans? Absolutely. You know, I think, you know, growing up, I discovered so many artists going to festivals, you know, and a lot of them were those daytime slots. So do I think it's a bad thing? No. Do I think it's something to strive for? Sure. Do I think there's way better ways to build an audience as well? Like, absolutely. And, you know, I mean, the stake that people are going to have in someone like you throwing these pop-up events where people, you know, don't know where they're going to be. They don't know what the setup's going to be like. They don't know what the environment's going to be like, but they show up anyway and they stay and they have the time of their life and they meet new friends. I think those people are going to have a lot greater stake in you than necessarily I would walking up on some bass artist at 2 p.m. at Forest, right? It's a whole different like relationship you have with the person. And we were kind of talking about this before, how like the big production kind of puts a wall between you and the audience. Whereas, you know, when you're surrounded by just a mob of people at like a park, it's so different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pros and cons to each. I think, you know, the lane you're taking is going to develop a lot deeper and longer lasting fans quicker, I think, which quick isn't exactly your goal, but I still think when you go to something like that and you experience that, it's like you're going to ride or die for that person.
Yeah.
Like no matter what. And I think that's dope. I love what you're doing. So cool to see.
Yeah, man. Trying.
Because I've known you as a talented producer for a very long time, and you know, I hate the kind of stigma and just like general trends, like people who are locked in the studio like that often don't make it out of the studio, and they end up kind of back end producing for someone else, or they they link with a rapper or a singer, and like they work really closely with them, and that's kind of it. And like that's cool if that's all you want to do, but I know a lot of those people have aspirations to be forward facing as well, and it's really cool to see someone like you take matters into your own hands and raw organically turn this whole thing up.
Yeah. It's been a journey. I feel like people only know a fraction of anything I do. Actually, I get people come up to me all the time now saying like, "Hey, I can't wait till you go to your pop up," or "I've been to your pop up 3 or 4 times." But not many people know like I'm an indie singer, songwriter, piano, guitar weirdo.
But that's another.
Like it's cool. I don't know.
But that's another thing too. Like, I just had a conversation with a buddy about this too, which is funny. But like the pop ups will get eyes on you, right?
Yeah.
Once you've got the eyes on you, and the people who are really moved by it, they zoom in a little more, and then they see the indie side of you. Maybe they scroll back way back on your page. Maybe they go through your music archive or whatever, and they see that. So like, you kind of have to have those things that get the eyes on you, and the things that get the eyes on you aren't exactly going to be the things that give you depth or the things that made you who you are, right? Like sometimes it is kind of playing those things. A great example in like the EDM community right now is the kind of the resurgence that Weathen has had, because he's basically just like been
the Chicago guy.
Yeah. So he's basically just been like flipping, like creating these super simple saw wave bass flips of popular songs. And he was a huge artist to begin with, kind of had a few years of like, taking it easier. And now he's bigger than he's ever been by doing this like formulaic thing that isn't exactly like who he is necessarily, but it's getting so many new eyes on him. It's putting him in a whole different stratosphere. It's making his project hot again. And so I just don't think there's any like, I think the best thing we can do as artists and creatives in general is just like stay open, and like you can do this thing to get some extra eyes, and it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive to what gives you your depth or what made you who you are.
I agree. And that's been my plan the whole time. So exactly what you said. I needed attention because no one really cared. I've been putting out music for 10 years.
Oh, dude, I've been watching you, man.
Yeah, like I have. You know what? Actually, I'll go back before I even go to that tangent. Dude, if you are putting out music, right, even if you have 20 listeners, or in my case, I had 75 listeners at this time that kind of like changed my view on it. I put out a project and I only had 75 listeners on it. This one guy messaged me and was like, dude, I saw that you're in the Detroit area. I'm a music producer and I do a lot of like scores and all this stuff. I live in Grand Rapids. You should come. And I thought it was like a bot, or I don't know. I didn't think it was real. And then he emailed me, and then emailed me again and was like, hey, I scored a movie. I'd love for you to come. And mind you, I literally had like maybe like 50 plays per song in this one project, like years ago. And it turns out this guy literally is like, he absolutely loved that whole entire project I did. He has been scoring music for like 25 years. And he did like the BTS music for League of Legends and all of these fucking crazy movie stuff, some commercial work. He's done stuff with like Samsung, every single company ever. Mm-hmm. And he was one of my 75 listeners. So all to say is that like a lot of artists get discouraged releasing music, and they're looking at the numbers and being like, man, I only have 40 listeners this month. Dude, one of them really can change your life. Like that guy led me to another kind of person who led me to another person that helped me get like a crazy sync license, slot. You never know who's listening, and to either put the music out, or if you're not ready to, like, kind of do something else that will lead to it. Lead eyes to your music, like what you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and for me, it's just time stamping. Like, I put music out almost every month. I don't do a ton of promo behind it. I don't really care if anyone listens. I just want to be able to look back in 5 years and be like, yeah, I released that track in February of 2025.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I actually just posted this too. I'm gonna, especially around like next month, like hyper promote all my old music. I didn't promote anything once.
Yeah.
When I started my solo project, I literally released 34 tracks in 1 year, and I would release once a week. No, wait, maybe once or twice a week. I don't even remember anymore, but I would do that and release a sample pack for all the other producers every single week.
That's so sick.
In 1 year, I had 1,600 videos that I kind of just posted just because I didn't know what I was doing. And that's where, a few years later, Aunt Fiddler was telling me to like chill the fuck out and like stop going to, like, you're running in no direction is basically what he was telling me. And so as soon as I made a clear path and direction, I knew that, like, back to what we were talking about earlier, once I press a green button, it's kind of like over. I think my life will change, and I already pressed it last year. So now I'm just kind of walking towards the steps of everything I'm going to do and trying to not grow fast. It sounds dumb and bizarre, but I'm really trying not to have too big of an audience right now.
I mean, the faster you go up, the faster you come down, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's value in the slow burn.
Yeah, exactly. I was saying something earlier. I don't even remember. Oh, what? I don't even remember what I was talking about before the 75 listener thing. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I can't remember. Oh, yeah. What you were talking about, the funnel, like, you have to build attention first. A lot of artists, like you were saying, like, have to do certain videos to lead them to the music, or doing other, like Weathen, right? That's exactly what I've been doing. So, like, I know that my heart, my real artist, indie boy, Bon Iver, Damien Rice loving person values like indie music the most. I love playing and singing and just more visceral kind of music instead of communal music. Communal music meaning, like, like more the house and everyone's kind of bobbing. I like music that kind of makes you feel like you were there and it was your situation, but it's somebody else's situation. And you may tear up, you might cry from joy. I like that kind of music. And so, I was talking to my wife about it, and wife, crazy. Shout out,
congratulations.
Wifey. Yeah. I was talking to my wife about it, and I know, there are people like you that have been doing DJing for a while, and that's why it's so hard for myself to call, or for me to call myself a DJ, when like people like you exist that really know it inside and out, and that's like what you guys have done for so long. For me, I would like to call myself like a songwriter, singer-songwriter. Like that's my bread and butter, and I don't think the internet really knows that. It may be bad because I'm not like the best singer, but at least it's like honest music, and I think it's going to be another crazy layer of you know, getting to know the audience and the audience getting to know me. Like, so if the DJing brings a ton of people, like this is the DJ. If this thing is bringing a whole ship of people, some people are going to care a little bit more, like you said, and those people will go into this other world that I'm about to create in the next like 2-3 months. I think my life is going to change in 2 or 3 months. That's what I think.
Timestamp it.
Yeah. Literally in about, I think 2 to 3 months, I'm going to crack the internet because of all the other stuff I'm going to do. Not the pop-ups, which is kind of crazy to say.
I believe in you.
Yeah. I have a few videos kind of ready for this idea of how to kind of show my indie music. So basically, I mean, they do this overseas all the time, but I've never seen it in Detroit, and I have a few videos kind of ready. But back in Denver, about 2 years ago, we wrote the song If You Both, right? And we were filming for another song that we did a cover of Cough Syrup at, and I asked those two artists that helped me with If You Both, Katya and Colin, to kind of do something called Impromptu Intimacy, which is this whole entire series where basically I wanted to showcase my indie music by blindfolding a person and then leading them to a bench and then taking off the blindfold and then having them look at the artist directly and have no time to think and then play just like right then and there and then film it. Because you can't fake. It's the most like organic. It's so, the example video is crazy because it's so uncomfortable because you don't know. There's like cameras everywhere. There's like the artist, and then you have no idea what's happening after the blindfold comes off. And what I found is the longer you watch, the more you like become that person in the audience. Like you get comfortable, you start to listen to every word. You're like soaking it in, and then the whole experience in general just brings you closer to the artists than any type of venue would. And that's what I'm going to do in the fall. Yeah. So I feel like I'm a one by one person. And I think that goes further than, you know, packing out a venue one time and no one really cares.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that. Holy shit. Is it stormy out here? Oh my God.
I have no idea.
Just started tornadoing outside here. I think that was your words, bro. That was magical.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Good thing we're in the shoebox bunker.
Yeah, real talk. Dude, but no, wow, I'm excited to see that. That sounds pretty powerful.
Yeah, I showed one of my friends. I won't tell you who because he's like a bigger artist here. But when I showed him that, like we were having dinner, and he cried after.
Wow.
Like, and I've never seen him really cry. Actually, I showed maybe 2 or 3 people that same video, and they were really emotional and teared up. Damn. So it's like I want to capture that next, while doing my boiler room sets and all this stuff, and not boiler room, but
I know what you mean.
Okay, 360
I love
sex.
It. Yeah, I love it.
360 sets. I think I said sex, but
dude, well, you're inspiring the hell out of a lot of people, and it's so cool to see, like, the way you just take matters into your own hands. I can't wait to see this thing keep going. I mean,
likewise, dude. Like, you're doing the pop-ups. Like, we got to do a combined giant one maybe next year or something when it gets warmer. I think that'd be crazy.
That would be sick.
Take a field trip to Royal Oak and maybe play, like, see if we can get permission to shut down a street.
That would be so cool.
Because I think it's definitely doable. Every city just needs a heads up, and you just need to find out who to talk to.
Yeah.
That's what people of Dearborn told me, because they're people that worked at the government kind of were already following me before.
That's
so when I
crazy.
put it up there, it started to make sense that like even before the mayor reached back out to me, I was getting emails like saying like, "Hey, we work with this. We can contact the mayor." Like they were already pro doing it,
Hell yeah.
which is kind of insane. So the bigger it gets, I think the more leverage we'll have to pop up anywhere, which is crazy.
Pop up on the moon.
We have 2 now, apparently. If you saw that,
I must have missed it.
we
Two-
literally
two moons.
everyone's freaking out that we have 2 moons before GTA 6.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Huh. Can you see them both out this window? No. A little bit of cloud cover today.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's wild. Well, dude, I can't wait to see this whole thing keep growing. I'm so excited to like see the phases 3 and 4 of your life
Crazy.
plans here. I admire how well planned out you are. Like I was telling you earlier, the way I operate is one foot in front of the other. And I know you do that as well, but I feel like you do that with such a grandiose plan. It's really cool to see.
Yeah. I think you should make maybe a 5-month or like a big idea thing and then work backwards. That's how I am with music too. I'll write down a song name and then work backwards and a theme. I'll give myself a prompt.
Yeah.
Instead of like trying to figure it out, I'd rather be like, "Hey, we're going to talk about how my shoelace is untied or something, you know?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
That's what I would do.
Sick. I love it. Dude, well, thanks for coming on the CHOFF Cast today. This has been,
CHOFF Cast.
been a joy to hang out.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think I'm not really a podcast giver, but yeah, this was cool.
Yeah.
It's also crazy to see you still doing music and all the other media forms. That's inspiring to me because I'm around people that haven't stopped, and now we're like the top people.
Dude, the test of time, man. Like,
Literally.
you just gotta keep going. Like I tell people all the time, it's if you just keep going, like.
And you don't really get anyone that's gonna watch this, you don't understand like what old people, I'm old now, I'm 34, but when they say that it takes like a good fucking decade or 20 years to do anything, it's super real.
Yeah.
And I think even the 10-year mark is just when you really start not caring.
Totally.
That's what it is.
I can attest to that for sure. I think the first 10 years were of my DJing, at least, I was trying to like be something, right? Trying to like no, I want to be perceived as this, whereas like it's really not about that. Like just do the things and like you are you. Dude. And let the chips fall. But I do think there is a lot of motions you have to go through. There's a lot of ego death that has to occur.
Yeah. And I haven't even taken mushrooms ever. Like I want to just like once because of all the stuff I've read. But like, dude, as soon as you really, I don't know, if you're watching and if you've been doing music for like 2-3 years, like a full 2 or 3 years. I go like this when I say doing music for 2 or 3 years, because some people will be like, I'm a music producer, I do this, but then parties every weekend and then maybe makes a track once every 6 months and say they've been doing it for 2 or 3 years. Mm-hmm. But if you're actually trying and you're actually making music and you really want to further your career, literally just accept the fact that it just you just have to put your head down. That's it. And only lift it back up with people you want to see. Don't try to meet someone. Don't try to meet me because I have like a lot of people coming. If you want to meet me, meet me. You know, don't have like an agenda and be like, I want to help you out because I want to do this. It's like a
Very transactional.
yeah.
Not
just
genuine.
don't do it. Don't do it.
You're better off just doing your own thing. And
Or just be nice. Just say
Yeah.
hi. And then support by actually supporting. And maybe after like the third or fourth time, I've seen you like 1,000 times, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Blah blah blah. And you build a relationship like that. Don't just ask it.
yeah, I think Skrillex said it best at the Grammys a handful of years ago, and he was like, "Success is not something you chase; it's something that you attract."
Yeah,
and if you're doing the right
100%.
things, it will find you.
Yeah. And I'm glad that Choff and I reconnected. He's a man.
Hey,
Cool.
right back at you, bro.
Crazy.
I
Crazy.
had a 734 number saved as your number.
It's
My phone. It's been a minute.
I've had like maybe 4 or 5 different numbers since, but yeah, I'm back in the D.
We out here.
I'm here to stay,
I love it. Same, bro. Well, I can't wait to keep watching this thing happen.
dude. Come to the next one,
Yes,
November 1st,
we're in there.
Halloween, Detroit Public Library, right at Adam Strom Hall,
Sick. We'll
the
be there.
first director of the library. That's why. Yeah, it's called that.
Love it.
All right.
Harlow in the building, CHOFF Cast at Shoebox. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Check out the past episodes.
Press it right here.
Press it here, there, and everywhere.
Right here.
And we'll see you at his next pop-up.
Halloween.
It's going to be great. Halloween.
Sounds good.
Gang, gang. Thanks for checking out the CHOFF Cast.
CHOFF Cast, yup, it's the CHOFF Cast, CHOFF Cast,